Before introducing the Urbamobile transportation system, one thing should be noted. However unbelievable or fantastic it may seem, implementing this system on a broad and global level without exaggeration opens up a new era in the history of mankind. Mankind is beginning to forget about the good old days when cars ran easily and freely on roads without traffic jams, making drivers happy in anticipation of arriving at the destination at an expected time in the coziness and comfort of their beloved car. The traffic, only a fraction as heavy as it is now, enabled each vehicle to maneuver at a distance from other cars that was surely bigger than minimal, which helped the traffic stream move quite satisfactorily, with inconveniences that were perfectly acceptable. The traffic quality was perceived as a statistical average between the hardly appreciable discomfort created by peer-friendly drivers and the noticeable inconveniences made by more challenging drivers. Obviously, the number of those who were more challenging for lack of experience or excessive nervousness was not so high at all. There were not so many drivers in the first place. But time went on. The number of cars went up. The flow of traffic slowed. The distances, first between individual cars, began to shrink to minimal increasingly often. As time went on, the stream of cars which ran at short distances from one another inevitably saw the emergence of more or less extended zones where numerous cars, once they were caught within, were forced to move at a minimum distance from others, in fact interacting with them in a mode similar to the so-called rigid coupling, where the driving behavior of the vehicle behind was essentially dictated by the drivers ahead. And if the vehicles in front are driven by inexperienced, nervous, or simply insufficiently intelligent drivers, everyone who follows closely at minimal distances is forced to keep those distances, stupidly and humbly replicating the experience, taught nerves, or stupidity of those who are almost impossible to bypass in a torrent of autos. The cars approaching from the back in the loose traffic mode end up making a line and losing the ability to move freely and begin to form a totally different tight stream, whose quality is determined by the worst drivers, those who are not statistically average but absolutely real and inconvenient for others, whose number unfortunately grows together with the overall number of drivers. Thus, without any apparent reason, emerges the main curse of the modern driver, a meaningless and merciless traffic jam in which everyone has to trail along, only making sure the cars around do not get closer than a minimal distance, preventing a contact fraught with an imminent accident with all the ensuing undesirable consequences that go with it. And more of that in the future, and increasingly worse, tons of toxic exhaust fumes. Life killed in traffic jams, hopeless, like in a tank or in a sinking submarine, dreaming of a helicopter. Unfortunately, despite all road construction efforts, improvement of various public transport systems, or attempted numerous exotic solutions, it is exactly the fatally hopeless organization of motorcar traffic and the actual absence of feasible alternatives that predetermined a rather bleak picture until recently, when the Urbamobile was invented, giving a realistic chance of organizing everything in a fundamentally different way, where the ugly need to maintain minimum spacing in order to avoid totally unacceptable contacts, is miraculously and completely abolished by the amazing Urbamobile ability to easily move around, disregarding contact and ensuring good maneuvering in a squeezed, spaced environment due to optimal design and control offered by the Urbamobile transportation system. So, the Urbamobile transportation system really demonstrates it is totally different from the modern transportation systems for which long-term sustainable development is absolutely impossible. In fact, all the benefits now are achieved by stronger violation of the person's peace, distortion of social relations, environmental damage, and yet inevitably destroyed by an increasing number of vehicles. An increasing number of Urbamobiles in the Urbamobile transportation system, on the contrary, is an obvious, progressionally growing benefit, both environmental and social, which is based not on illusory, ideal good intentions and pipe dreams, but on absolutely real, totally objective material properties of Urbamobiles and their system. Such unique features make the Urbamobile transportation system look like the only real prospect of transport development for individual projects of the future, as well as for universal global progress. As we said before, the Urbamobile, unlike a car, is protected from damage upon contact. Moreover, it ensures control and maneuverability specifically in contact and allows rotation too. In the Urbamobile, this essentially makes the transmission redundant altogether in the very complex and expensive format which is necessary for regular cars now, because at least 2 of the 4 wheels that a normal car should have must be controllable so that changing their position with regard for the body during driving helps maintain control by means of a fairly complex and costly design of the car control mechanics. For normal driving, the Urbamobile with its remarkable universal round shape can get along with just 2 wheels, and there is no need to change their position relative to the Urbamobile body, since Urbamobile controllability can only result from changes creating a difference in the rotation speeds of these 2 wheels, whose design perfectly matches a simple suspension and an independent drive for each wheel from a separate motor, whose control does not require costly mechanics, in fact, any mechanics whatsoever. The result is a really low cost of Urbamobiles produced in huge quantities under an extremely simple design. At the same time, the Urbamobile transportation system operation mode allows, for example, quite a unique method of idle Urbamobile parking, whether in a chain or in a column, and service them in an absolutely universal manner, literally on an as-needed basis, at absolutely controllable, even very short service intervals. Hence, batteries, for example, can be recharged on time, regularly and quite frequently, while the recharging time can be arbitrarily long. At the end of the day, it helps completely rule out the need for expensive batteries, whose high cost and the necessary conditions of operation are the main obstacles in the much-needed transition to environmentally friendly power feed for vehicles, whose internal combustion engines literally poison our lives and rapidly destroy the nature of our planet. Unlike the automotive system, the Urbamobile transportation system is surely the smartest and most environmentally friendly system of logistics and transportation, is completely safe for humans and the environment. The Urbamobile transportation system provides mobility in a most efficient way. It really helps simply eliminate distances, create completely universal, global, and at the same time individual, exceptional opportunities for almost perfect optimization of any vehicle traffic, like mobile communications and the internet, help optimize the information traffic. With the introduction of the Urbamobile transportation system, the opportunities which are unavailable in the traditional transportation systems open up literally in everything, promising both new ways of economic development and, more generally, positive development in the broadest sense. For the Urbamobile transportation system, the most difficult situations such as scorching sun, biting wind, vast unpopulated or overpopulated areas are not problems entailing inevitable costs, but additional sources of new opportunities, such as the use of the large Urbamobile surface to produce power from light, or the use of design and system features of the Urbamobile to generate electricity from wind energy, or optimal distribution of Urbamobiles depending on the population density, road capabilities, and any other circumstances where systems interaction with them certainly helps adequately and punctually take them into account and use in the most efficient way, promoting steady development. For example, absolute transport accessibility in areas up to 100 kilometers from the center of modern cities significantly expands the possibilities for almost equally comfortable living. This makes absolutely impractical, extremely expensive multi-storied house construction and should reduce realty prices in downtown areas, hopelessly losing their commercial exclusivity by dozens of percent, and create an ever-growing supply of extremely cheap-to-build property in huge areas, equally valuable from all perspectives, at prices that inevitably tend to a very low construction cost. And this is just one of numerous examples of fundamental positive changes that can be brought about by the Urbamobile transportation system in people's lives. Generally speaking, the Urbamobile transportation system enables a really large number of people to completely and permanently forget about traffic jams, parking areas, fines, crashes, car repairs, maintenance, limitations, liability, and other onerous beauties and unpleasant surprises associated with a personal car. At the same time, the Urbamobile transportation system helps everybody else forget, fully and forever, about the substantial risk of death or injury under motor car wheels, inevitable difficulties and inconveniences of public transport, other dangers and troubles that people are unwilling or unable to use a car of their own simply have to put up with. In the Urbamobile transportation system, everything moves so easily and quickly that rest and motion almost cease to differ, and distances stop being a significant factor. While the Urbamobile transportation system offers ultimate customization and full automation, it makes the driver's function in a vehicle completely unnecessary, implements a completely new ideology of transport infrastructure organization, which gives it a lot of new features, completely missing now from all other systems, including no traffic jams, which was mentioned above. No parking difficulty. No dead or wounded people in crashes or other traffic accidents. No violations of traffic rules or related accidents. No chance of using transport in anti-government, illegal, criminal acts such as riots, banditry, or terrorism. No traffic lights, signs, markings, or other elements of transport organization. No traffic police services. We invite everyone to contribute to the development of the Urbamobile transportation system so that it helps, in the very near future, fundamentally, successfully, and definitively to resolve the transport and logistical problems facing all and positively impact the process of tackling numerous global, economic, social, and even political problems of today. Certainly, the development of the Urbamobile transportation system and the introduction of Urbamobiles can and should proceed by gradual, evolutionary substitution of other modes of transport, without creating new risks of any economic, social, or political tensions and reducing the existing risks. For more information, visit the website urbamobile.com. Please feel free to contact us via email. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.